All right. Thanks so much for doing this. I appreciate it.
It's so fun, honestly, to get to talk to people.
I know, right?
Crazy right now. So thanks for thanks for asking me.
No problem. Hey, congratulations on 2 grandbabies, not just one.
So precious. We've only gotten to hold one with our mask on, but oh my gosh, thank you for technology, because
Right.
we can see pictures and FaceTime, and it's not the same, but at least it's better than nothing.
Right. I'm so glad. So, and I know that as soon as you can, you'll be making a trip out there.
Yep.
So anyway, for people that don't know, this is Suzie Moeller. She's a big deal, guys. She is like, and
I don't feel like that.
I know she was going to say that she's not a big deal, but really in the Mary Kay world, she is. And let me tell you why, because Suzie has been in, Suzie, how many years have you been in Mary Kay?
April Fool's Day 2001 was when I started my business.
Okay.
So,
and that turned out for you.
19, I guess. Yeah.
Not a joke. So, but in those 19 years, Suzie became a director and earned her first car all in that same year of signing her agreement. And then she has been in 8 Cadillacs, 10 cars to all together, but 8 of them have been that pink Cadillac. And on top of that, she has earned 8 of the top director trips. And so I know you've been to Hawaii and Germany, and I don't know where all you've been. So, but amazing. So congratulations.
Thank you.
So, yeah. So, if you can have a girl crush in Mary Kay, I have a girl crush on Suzie.
You're so sweet.
And the crazy thing is like, I didn't even know you for the first year that I was in Mary Kay, because I taught in Lebanon, but we lived like 2 blocks away. And it wasn't until the next year that I was hired on at O'Fallon High School and met your husband, Todd. And that's how then I became familiar, because I started going to meetings and different things. And so it's kind of funny that we live so close and I didn't even know you. Mm-hmm. But so Suzie, let's talk a little bit about your family. Tell me a little bit about them.
Well, when I started, my gosh, it feels like a lifetime that I've been in Mary Kay. But when I started my business, my husband was teaching and coaching at O'Fallon High School, and he had applied for the head football job. And that was kind of the catalyst for me. I had a government job, and my girls at that time were 3, 5, and 7. And so, I mean, really, I had everything I ever thought I wanted. I had a safe, secure job. I was even working at that moment part-time after my second daughter was born. And I had a beautiful family. And when Todd got that football job, I was like, how come he gets to pursue his dreams and be all happy in the morning? And I wasn't growing. That's what I realized now. I didn't realize it at the time, but I was kind of jealous of him. And so that's where they were when we started. I was invited to a career breakfast, and I went just to get out of the house. I've been in Mary Kay twice before, so I knew what it was about, but I was not going to recruit. And we were so busy, I couldn't even imagine doing this. And I came home a consultant. So, gosh, over those years now, my daughters are 26, 24, no, 25, 23, and 21, or I don't know, 26, 24. They're that bracket. And 2 of them are married and just had brand new babies in the last 9 days. And Renee's a senior in college. And so I feel like, other than being single without kids, I feel like we've worked this business at every stage, and it's so grateful. That's why I did it. So that, I really saw at that career breakfast, women that were keeping their family first and talking about their family and loving their family and spending time with their family and having a career. And that's what I wanted. My personal goal wasn't to be a stay-home mom, it was to be a work-from-home mom. So I still wanted that career. Like Todd got to be the head football coach, and he got to have dreams and goals and lead people and use his talents. Well, that's what I wanted, but I didn't want to sacrifice the girls. So
yeah, I love that. And I love that you said you were in it twice before. So this was your, three times a charm type thing. So this was your 3rd time. What did Todd think when you came home and said, hey, guess what? I'm doing Mary Kay?
Well, So at first, what happened the first time that day when I came home, he was like, "Are you gonna do it this time?" I was like, "Ooh, don't you?" I mean, we are high school sweethearts. We have an amazing relationship, but we are very honest. I'm like, "What do you mean? Am I gonna do it this time?" And so he's like, "Oh, yep, you do." You know, like he knew. He doesn't tell me what to do, of course. So I don't know what he thought in the very beginning, but then once I got going, I remember we had a little conversation outside the neighbor's window. I remember where we were standing, and I'm sure it was a time conflict. You know, I'm going to go to a meeting. He had a meeting or whatever. And I remember, I don't know what he said, but something snapped to me, and I was like, "Listen, buddy, I supported you all these years, and you coaching basketball, coaching football. What are you going to blah, blah?" I had my little come apart, and I think he saw it like, "Oh, my crazy is coming out." I don't know. But so he was supportive, but the very best thing, Debbie, was he came to seminar. So I signed up in April. He came to seminar in July. I bribed him to come to seminar because I didn't want to go with all those Mary Kay people. I just had such a bad stigma in my head. And he went head over heels for this company. He saw a way bigger vision than I did. He believed in me more than I did. He believed in our company more than I did. And so he was absolutely the rock all these years. I mean, I would be like a little bit emotional, and he'd be like, "You're fine. We got this." So it took a minute, I think, but having him see a bigger picture of our company was priceless. Yeah.
I love that. And you know, something I don't know if Todd even realizes it or not, but it's funny because, you know, he coached my son, Zachary, for 4 years in football. And the funny thing is, Zach would come home and he's like, "Oh, look at this note. Mr. Mulder pulled me out of school and he gave me this note." And I read it and I'd be like, "Oh, that's so Mary Kay," you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Debbie, that's so crazy because he has gone to seminar every year. I mean, he hasn't been the head football coach for a while, but he would plan his summer camp around seminar, and he will tell you so much of the leadership stuff that he learned in Mary Kay. And it also, him attending seminar and him, you know, coming to our events was kind of a catalyst for his leadership passion. Now he does that leadership council at the high school, and but he took so many of Mary Kay's principles and incorporated them into the athletic world. So that's awesome. He would love to hear that.
I love that. Okay, so what was your life like compared to your past career before Mary Kay and now? Not even so much today, but just as you've worked this Mary Kay career.
Sure. So I will tell you, for me, the biggest difference probably was when you love what you do, or you have goals, or you're growing, or you're excited. My other job was a good job. I didn't hate it. I processed Social Security claims. I had a good income. It was a government job. I had good leave. It was like black and white compared to color, my life, because I would get up, I would go to work. I was limited in promotion because I didn't want to work more hours. And my boss told me, you're maybe when Renee goes to kindergarten and you come back full time, then you'll be able to get Jim's job. And at first I was complimented because I had a full-time casework. I had a full-time load working part-time, and I was complimented. And then I was like, well, that's dumb, Suzie. In Mary Kay, what was different was the opportunity for growth. So I tell you that because the biggest difference between my two jobs was my passion, was my positivity, was my enthusiasm. My mom's words were this: "Well, you were just crabby." That is exactly what she said. But I think when a woman has something to look forward to, she has goals. I mean, I was still scared. As a new director, I was nervous because when I quit that job, I had to replace my income. So it wasn't like there weren't sometimes bad days, but I was different because I had so much opportunity. And so the first thing that was different was me. The second thing was my day, like my physical day. When the girls were little, I got up, got them breakfast, took them to school. Renee was still home with me, and then I would work during the day. Most of my career, they were in school, so I would work during the day. But I had so much flexibility. I was on every field trip. I was at every school party. I got to do all that stuff. Now, I could have probably taken leave in the government job, but I would have had to go back and work again. This way I could, when they were little, I had a lot of consultants in California, and I was a night owl, so I would stay up late doing that. I mean, the flexibility was priceless.
Yeah.
as my confidence grew, for sure that affected our family. I can tell you 100% I'm a different mom because of that. Just the things that we learned in Mary Kay, like we would have Thankful Thursday. So driving to school, everybody would say something they were thankful for. I learned how affirmations, and I have a hysterical story about Renee in soccer, making her do affirmations because she was so scared. Like, who you become in Mary Kay radiates to who you are in life. And my government job was good, but they weren't teaching me personal growth stuff because, I mean, why would they, So that's, I don't know if that answered your question. You can direct me a little more, but those are the main things I think of when I think about the differences.
No, it's exactly what I was kind of going for, because I know the differences in my careers, and how, I was a good teacher, and I love teaching, but I do understand those differences, and the flexibility, it's priceless. It really is. So in those 19 years that you have been you've been a director, a consultant for a short time, a director for 19 years, is there anything that stands out that you think, oh gosh, if I could write myself, my younger self, my 19-year-old, back then, 19-year-old, a letter, what would it be? What would you do different than when you first started compared to what you know now?
Yeah, Debbie, without a doubt, it would be I wouldn't doubt as much, because the numbers in this business work, the activity works. When for me, it was 3 + 3 + 3. Some people, it's all the same thing. You just package it different, like 30 faces or 3 + 3 + 3 or Power Star. However each director packages it, it's still doing faces, doing shares. Now we're doing them virtually, and it's working beautifully. So it's still doing the activity. I was always willing to do that, but I doubted so much. I remember standing in my bathroom saying, Todd, if I just knew this is what God wanted me to do. I mean, I really said that if I knew for sure this is what God wanted me to do, then I would blank. And really, for me, the scary part of Mary Kay was asking people to be a booking, to do a sharing call. What are they going to think of me? Am I wasting my time? I never was fearful of a money investment because the product sold and we have the guarantee. So I was never fearful of that. I was fearful of what if this doesn't work? What if it's not legit? What if you have to be somebody fake, somebody that I'm not? I just had all that what ifs. If I could do it over again, I'll just take that part of my brain out and set it over here and just do the numbers. And I know it would have happened quicker. I would have, even as a director, then I worried, what do people think about, I just worried too much about that. I think a little bit of age and a little bit of success in this company, such a passion and a belief. I know now what this has done for our family. I know. So my daughter, my middle daughter, just started her Mary Kay business, and she said, she doesn't have that doubt. Now, she's not working at full time yet, but she knows it works because she grew up. Since she was 5, she's seen what it's done for our family. So I think children of Mary Kay directors have that benefit, but that's the one thing I would change. So if I went back, I'd say, just trust. God wouldn't put you here if he didn't want you here. So quit questioning him and just do the work. That's right.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think there's so many times that God probably was just like, enough. Are you serious? You're going to ask me that same question again, Debbie? Like, really? Yeah. Go ahead. You can do this.
Yeah.
Is there anything about Mary Kay that you kind of had to prove true to yourself?
Let's see. I don't know if this is about Mary Kay or our field in general, but I had to prove that I could get bookings from booking. Like, who am I going to sell to? That was my thing. I know I love the product. I've always used it. I know it works. So I wasn't nervous about that, but I'm going to run out of people. And I'm not someone that I told my director when I was brand new, I said, I do not want my friends to see me coming in and say, oh boy, here comes Suzie. Now we got to talk about Mary Kay. Like, I said that. And so I guess what I was not sure about is, can you really meet new people through this? And what I found, my personal best way, and again, everybody works in their strengths, but I found that you can. I mean, I had an offspring director in California, in Orange County, California. She used to call it Botox County. And she did not have any family. And she built a Cadillac business from facial boxes. Now me, I got good at getting bookings from bookings. That's my strength. So I say that because I had to, I guess I doubted in Mary Kay, what happens when you run out of people. And what I found for me is that if I'm just me, if I'm doing my one-on-one facial, if I'm giving great customer service, or if I'm doing a party, if I'm fun, if I'm not pushy, if I genuinely make it about them, they will book with me. And so I got good at that. And that's what I had to prove, that after I go through my family and friends, then am I going to have people? No, there's always people. Now I did facial boxes. I do, we all work different avenues of it, but I do believe now that you don't have to have a lot of people. In the beginning, I wasn't so sure about that.
I love that, because I really think if everybody were just honest and kind of dug down, that would be probably the number one fear. Like, okay, I only know so many people. And, for us, I started my business the month that I moved to O'Fallon from Kansas City. And I thought, who am I going to sell to? But it really does work if you're willing to step out. So what is your very favorite part of our marketing? What do you love about Mary Kay's marketing that kind of sets us apart?
Oh my gosh. Well, that sets us apart, I feel it's the nature of our product, meaning we're consumable, we're skincare. When the economy goes bad, people still wash their face. So I feel like we're set apart by that. Also, the nature of our product, we can give samples to people and say, try it and tell me what you think. I can't do that with any other direct selling company. I'm not going to put any down, and I support them all, but we have a leg up in the nature of our product. People are always going to use it. There's always new baby girls. We have a generational skincare line, starting with when you're 12 using the botanicals to when you're 92 using the repair. And we can give everybody a free sample. Everybody loves free samples. So that's like an easy booking tool, mother, daughters. So I love the solidity of that, of our company. I love that it's about people. I like people. I'm not in sales. That's what I say. I'm not really a salesperson. I love connecting. I love that. My favorite part of the marketing plan as a director, so I don't know if you mean marketing like the money of the solidity of our company. I feel like we always have an option. The company, you can tell I'm talking so fast because I feel like we have the best company out there. The company just recently added the Great Start program. And so they invested so much money into new consultants and giving money right away for building a team of teams. And what I love about that is if you have 3 hours to put in your business a week, and that's it, like, Debbie, I am working another job and taking care of 16 kids. I got 3 hours. That's great. You can teach me how to be a great seller and make a lot of money. But if I build a little team and then you help my team grow, but they're still my team, we're reaching so many more people. So in those 3 hours, I just doubled my money. I mean, not necessarily double, but you could. So I love that part of our marketing plan, that it's always sales is always the first thing, but that team building comes immediately with it. So I just think we have the best marketing plan out there. I just do, hands down. As a director, my favorite thing is watching women grow, watching them have their success. Like, I love being a director because I like being a coach. I think that's why it worked well. Todd and I, we could brainstorm his coaching, my coaching, the leadership, picking people up when they're so sad and motivating and teaching. But I love watching women succeed. You do it yourself and it's fun. It's just like being a mom. But then when your kids do it, you're like, oh my gosh, it's so awesome. So did that answer your question?
That was perfect. Yes. Yeah. Because it kind of hit on both ends. So I love that. And let me take you back for a minute, because you said that it really made you uncomfortable. It kind of made you doubt if you could find other bookings. Like, how are you going to reach outside of that core group that you had? So with thinking about that, how did you overcome that?
Debbie, I could probably tell you every one of my parties my first year and how I booked them. I mean, that's how much fear I had. I dealt with so much fear, and my C personality would analyze. I started with my mom doing a facial on my mom on Easter Sunday and my mother-in-law. And I really got no future bookings from that. And then my best friend, Steph, had a party. That was my first party. It lasted 4 hours from 7 till 11. I forgot all my product. I drove from O'Fallon to Freeburg, forgot my product. Todd had to load up the van and the kids. I remember driving, sweating, thinking, why am I doing this? This is so stupid. You're so nervous. You're leaving your family. They're crying. They didn't have supper. Like, you know, that mom guilt. And we had so much fun at the party, and almost every single person, probably every single one but one, booked. And here's what I think I did well. I am coachable. I was an athlete. I know how to be coached. So I did what they told me. I booked to the party, pre-profiled it, so I'd already had touched base with them. I did an individual consultation. That I feel like is absolutely key to get future bookings. And so that's why our party was 4 hours, because at the individual consultation, some of them were 10 minutes or 15 minutes because we connected, and almost everybody rebooked a party. And so from there, that led to parties. Then one lady at work had a party with 4 people. Her sister-in-law booked. Her sister-in-law then recruited. Steph then recruited. So that's how I started earning my car so quickly. So your question was, you know, how did I learned if I do the steps they tell me, those parties, they really did work. Now, once someone recruited, I had to make a decision. I'm going to be a director. So I am going to share this opportunity with the goal to get a recruit from every party. So when Steph recruited, all those people and those bookings became hers. But she went on to become a director. She's earned a couple cars. She's not a director now, but she loves Mary Kay. She still participates in everything. So Mary Kay meets you where you're at, I believe, you know, but I think that's how I proved it to myself. And then I had to get my guts up and ask somebody at work. They try a product, and then they had a party. And, you know, it just you just have to, I learned if I did the numbers, 3 + 3 + 3, I didn't hit it every week, but that would almost always lead. And so it's interesting because in February, I did it again. And I mean, as a director, you still keep working your personal business. And when your unit is going crazy on fire, you might not work as much personal business. And then when there's not as much going on, you work more personal business. And so in February, I was talking to my consultants about 3 + 3 + 3, 3 + 3 + 3. And all of a sudden I realized they'd never seen me do it. That was 19 years ago when I earned my car and became a director. I mean, they see me hold parties, but they have never seen me do that consistently. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to ask you to do something I'm not willing to do. And I started doing it again. And my thing was, where are the people going to come from? Oh my gosh, I've recruited everyone I've ever known. I don't have little kids anymore. Like, I've been in this business for 19 years. Where are they going to come from? And you just start with one, you know? I went through my customer base. I found a couple. Some of them were one-on-one appointments. And then from that one-on-one, they would give me some referrals. Sometimes I jumped into a sharing appointment for my 3 + 3 + 3, and from the sharing came a booking. I was on top of the world, Debbie. It was so much fun. And the thing is, I reminded myself, yep, it works. It always works. There's always enough people. There are always people. Another thing that I did to switch my head was I did a lot of affirmations and mind work to block out limiting beliefs that I'm out of people, there's no people, I'm not going to get bookings. I had to change my mindset and watch what I was talking to myself about.
Yeah, I love that, because it really is. What is it that what you think about, you bring about? So true. So true. So, okay, so I love that your bookings was kind of your fear, because now I'm going to fast forward you and jump up to today, because, you know, a few months ago, you know, that was invigorating to get the bookings and all of that. That's really fun. And you're getting in front of people, and I'm a people person too. And so I thrive when I'm around people. When I have somebody that I'm sitting in front of, whether it's one or it's a party, it doesn't matter. I get excited. I thrive. I love it. But here we are in a whole different circumstance, in a whole different situation. And one, I think we will eventually go back to being in front of people, but then at the same time, we're learning, we're growing, we're changing, and some of this is going to stick around and stay. So compared to just a couple months ago, and fast forwarding to the circumstances of today, what's your process, like what's your thought process of working today in this environment?
Yeah. So full transparency, which I always am, it took me a little bit to get adjusted. I am not going to lie, for a couple of reasons. Number one, I don't love technology. Now, I can do it. it's not that I'm dumb, but I'm like you. So at first I was like, let's just get through this next week or two. And then I was like, this isn't going to be a week or two. And then I had my 2 grandbabies born, and every single one of us has some life stuff. It took me a little while to get my head into, Suzie, get a grip. So here's my thought process now, exactly what you just said. This truly is, when we all get through this, going to be a blessing, because we're all learning how to work with technology. We're reaching some people we would have never reached. I mean, I have one consultant who, we did a party, and the lady, she's been trying to get together with that lady for a month and a half. No, a year and a half. Her name, anyway, she got on her Facebook thing, bought $200, loved it, is coming to the next one. So the first, number one, I had to change my mindset. It's not temporary. I mean, it's temporary, but it's going to be another weapon it's going to be another tool in my toolbox. Now, when we come out of this, I'm going to be able to not just offer that, I'm going to be able to offer virtual. And that way, if it goes longer, but the reason I started with that was, it took me a minute to get my head around that. And I was getting mad at myself because I wasn't as motivated, and I wasn't just snap it. And so I say that to give your consultants some encouragement. If you're dealing with some stuff up here, it's okay. But we're coming out of that. And I think we're all getting our legs now, and we're like, okay. So now I'm kind of excited. Honestly, we've had more people on our virtual girls' night out, that's what we call our meeting, than we have at our regular meetings, and they're so fun. And you can tell people want to connect. Another thing that I learned is that it's exactly like booking face-to-face. If I post it on my Facebook or I casually mention it that I'm doing it, people aren't necessarily going to jump on. I still have to put myself out there and ask. But I can offer them what they might need. Like, hey, we're doing 5 greatest makeup mistakes. You want to see if you're making any? Join our group. Or one of the things that I'm thinking about right now, and I don't have a cute name for it, but it's going to be like me and my bestie. A way for you to connect with your bestie. I'll send you guys both glamour packets, and then we'll walk through it together. Because I want to meet new people. So I'm approaching it with the same way of, I don't want just my customers, I want their friends. And they want that connection too. So we're looking at, there's a couple ways to work it. And I think the company's done phenomenal at teaching us how to do virtual. But I'm looking at, some things where you just get people engaged with comments, but to book the actual virtual event, whether it's a one-on-one or whether it's a party, but where you're still connecting. And so I feel like when we get out of this, we're going to be better than ever, because we already know how to work face-to-face, but now we know how to work virtually. Some people may never want to come to a party. And some consultants that we recruit, actually, we have a consultant who signed up at the end of March. She's rocking her business. She already did her first party. She said, it was so much fun, I want to do a party forever. She said, I didn't have to carry stuff. I didn't have to clean it. She goes, it was done in 45 minutes. And she didn't even send them the product. It was just a show and tell. So I feel like we have to take our lid off our thinking a little bit, what is possible with working virtually. Does that answer it?
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, we just did a show and tell, and it was, phenomenal results. And what I love is that, like you said, we have people connecting from all over the nation and getting together, and it's so much fun. I'm really enjoying it. But I too had to wrap my mind around it. And the next thing that I had to do was just, once I decided, okay, you're going to step out of your comfort zone and you're going to do this, I sent the text invite immediately, because then we're women of integrity. We had to do it, and that got it going. So, well, Suzie, I appreciate you so much. Do you have anything else that you kind of want to add that maybe I didn't ask, or have you thought of anything?
Gosh, Debbie, I'm grateful that you asked me, because just when I talk about Mary Kay, my passion gets going again. And I think that's a tip for all of us. We're in our houses, we're in our yards, whatever, but we're thinking about so many things. And when we do sit down for a minute and reflect on why we love our business and get to connect with someone who also loves it, it gets you excited. So thank you for asking me. We did a fun challenge last night, and I'll share this with you guys, but we're doing every day, we're going to do a fun challenge. So last night, after our after our unit meeting, whatever, I said, okay, so my challenge to you guys is to get dressed today, wear shoes. It can be fancy dress. It can be your cute jeans. get your makeup on. I don't care if it's not until 5 o'clock tonight, but and then we're all taking pictures and we're having so much fun doing it. But what I learned is I feel different. I mean, I have on a just a casual dress, but shoes, and my husband's like, what's going on? My daughter's like, where are you going? You know, we feel different. And so I guess we're learning now to not just deal with it, but to have fun with it. So whoever wins from today, they get to make the rule for tomorrow. So we don't know what the rule for tomorrow, but we're just doing like a daily connection challenge to help stay connected. I think if we incorporate fun into it, it's helping. So my point of that, I appreciate you asking me, because I'm going to start doing some of these interview things too. Then we get to see each other. We get to learn from each other. And Debbie, you're amazing. I feel like you're always jumping on things quick. The Hydra session you helped me wrap my brain around that, and we love that. I mean, you have people everywhere, and so you're doing amazing at connecting them all. And gosh, you right away with Career Conference, you're like, okay, I'm going to do this. I love your progressive thinking. I love your leadership moving forward, and so I'm learning from you as well. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot. That means a lot. And, Girls Sensations, I think that fun challenge every day will be something that we're going to incorporate too. And I got excited. I got dressed today and I walked out to the mailbox, and I actually have shoes that match my shirt. And and it was funny because I was walking out and I was like looking to see, like, is any neighbors out? Look at me, So it does make you feel better. And thank you so much. I appreciate you. I know they appreciate you. And it's always good to hear people and learn from them. And I can't wait to celebrate you and your successes, because I know if you haven't earned the trip already, I think you have, haven't you? And
we're super close. But our real goal was to do $1 million or at least the extended trip. So we're going to have some big months, and we have a DIQ finishing this month and people going into DIQ. So we're like, okay, we've pivoted and now we got our feet and we're ready.
Good. Well, you're going to do it. I have no doubt. And I can't wait to celebrate you in the future. And I can't wait to see you at a director's meeting.
I know. Yeah. It'll be a hug fest.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much, Susie.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.